What's going on here, YouTube? This is Crazy Sarah. I'm here bring another video. Today I'm bringing a video on Power Rangers the movie. Now, for those who don't know, Power Rangers, the movie for 2017, came out in March, but merchandise and stuff like that isn't done. The main line pretty much done, but there are other things that are planned for these upcoming years. So recently, as of yesterday, when it was announced, which was the 27th of April, apparently Big Bad Toy Store, for those that know about their website, already has pre-orders up for 2 new items from the movie. As far as when these will release, September of this year. So we're talking about roughly, 5 months? Not the best thing ever, but it is what it is. May wonder what they are. Obviously, so for starters, one of those items is a Power Rangers Red Legacy helmet. So it is one that's based off of the movie helmet. It's a Legacy movie helmet, which looks good. They actually added a lot of finer details to the actual helmet, and it looks decent. Apparently, it's not going to be. People have been saying it looks fairly small, which means it might be a much smaller than, say, like the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger helmet was, but hopefully it's not smaller than that, because that one actually supposedly was pretty good size, although as far as how well sales were, there was good sales, but I don't think it was the best ever. But as far as price goes, it is more expensive than that helmet was, so that does say something. It's going to cost $115. So in my opinion, would I buy that? Not for that price necessarily, but I do understand why they're charging it. As far as the other item, just remember that this helmet was announced back at Toy Fair, but it was like an early image and stuff. Now we have a final image, which looks really nice. The other item is one that was also shown off, which is the Power Rangers movie Legacy coins for the movie. So these ones have it based on the designs of those coins from the movie, which look really nice and actually have each of the different animals on them. Also, they have in the they're in this nice case, and it has like the names written of each of the different Zords. So it says, Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Saber-Tooth Tiger, T-Rex, Triceratops, all that kind of stuff. It has it all there. So it's a very cool set. Again, same price and also same time when it will be releasing around. So you may wonder, again, what do I think? They look beautiful, it's just they cost a lot. Don't get me wrong, am I tempted? Of course I'm tempted. It's just very expensive. I think that the coin set that they did for the original season, not the movie version, but the original season, cost like $50 or something like that. That's not bad. $115 for a coin set, which you're probably not going to be using that often, other than maybe to try it with the Morpher here and there. I mean, if you really need it, then cool. For me, I don't know. Definitely something I would say, though, if you're really looking forward to it and you really want something, even though the movie, even though it's going to cost that much money, go for it. Do what you want to do. I'm cool with that. I don't know if I'm going to get it myself, but I will say this much right now. I think that it does look really neat. And as far as any information regarding the movie itself goes, not much has come up as of late. A lot of theaters have already pretty much stopped showing it in their theaters now, which is kind of early, I would say. In fact, it's a little sad for me, because that kind of says that it didn't really do as well as we had hoped regarding sales. And yeah, that's kind of been the sad but true statement of this movie. It did good, and it made more than it put into it. So the $100 million budget that it put in, it made more than that, but it didn't really do it didn't do like the best job ever at accomplishing it. So yeah, in my opinion, I would say, I'm not saying that I don't think we won't get a sequel, but I think that if we're going to get one, they're going to have to either change a lot of things, do a lot more to really hype it up, because in my opinion, I don't really know how they're going to get a bigger audience to come back for a sequel after this one. And Doesn't mean that we won't be able to get a cool audience if they could do something really great, but to me, I just don't know how comfortable I am with saying we're going to get a sequel. Don't get me wrong, I do want one. I just don't know if it's something that we can assume is going to happen. As far as when I would expect us to even know about one, I wouldn't say anything maybe till Power Morphicon, if not the following year. Reason why is because even if we do get one, probably not going to even come out till like 2020, if not later. Yeah, I think it might take that long, at least, just because they need to really think things through. Supposedly they did have an interview at one point talking about things, so I just wanted to bring those things up to you. That's about it. Didn't want to go off to this tangent too much, but just wanted to say to you, that's what's going on, recent information. Are you guys looking forward to this merchandise? I know I was saying a little bit of negative stuff about the movie. Not that I personally feel that way, it's just how it's been felt as far as what the reception has been for the movie. A lot of the initial response has been great, but the thing is that unfortunately it didn't last as long as we had hoped, and that's why it's not a movie that's like that's staying in theaters as long. Like if you compare it to, say, like Beauty and the Beast, where that movie I think is still in a good number of theaters, this one's not. And the thing is that Beauty and the Beast, I believe, came out later. No, it came out a week beforehand, and yet it's still in a lot of theaters. The Power Rangers movie, not as much so. So it's an unfortunate fact, but we'll see what happens. I'd love to know your guys' opinions. What do you guys think of this merchandise again? Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Sarah 71, and goodbye, guys.